Okay, this is problem number 14 on page 26 of our workbook, and what it's asking us to do is to solve for the value of x and then find the measure of each angle. So in this particular problem we have x over 2 degrees and we have 7x degrees. So let's find out, or let's step through the process using or justifying our answers in each step. We know that we're given that this line here and this line, or this line and this line, are parallel. So I'm just going to call this line A and I'm going to call this line B. Okay, and I'm just extending it out. So I know that I'm given the fact that that A is parallel to B, and I also, because of these two little arrows, and I also know I have a transversal here, and I'm going to extend or extrapolate that out, and I'm going to call that transversal T. Okay, so now I have two parallel lines and a transversal. So I'm given the fact that I have these two parallel lines and transversal T. So that's given. Okay. Since A is parallel to B and it's transverse by T, then I know I have, if I turn this thing to its side, it would look more like same side interior angles, and we know that same side interior angles are supplementary. So we know that x over 2 plus 7x is equal to 180 degrees because they are the same side interior angles. Okay, so I can make that statement that this is in fact true. Adding these two together, combining like terms, that's going to, if I multiply both sides by 2 to get rid of my fraction here, that's going to give me x plus 14x is equal to 360. And when I do that, that's basically what I've just done, is I've used the multiplication property of equality. So that's the multiplication property of equality, and if I combine like terms, that gives me 15x is equal to 360 degrees, and that's just combining like terms or simplifying it. Okay, and then if I solve for x, I'm going to divide both sides by 15, which gives me a value for x, and when I do that, 360 divided by 15 is 24, so x is equal to 24. Okay, and that's the division property of equality. And then, so we have solved for x, and now what I need to do is basically plug this value of x back into these angles and solve for the different angles. Then they should be equal to 180 degrees. So if I plug in 24 into this term right here, that's going to give me x is, or the angle, I'll call this angle here, we'll call it angle 1. Angle 1, or the measure of angle 1, is equal to 24 over 2, which is equal to 12 degrees. And if that's 12 degrees, I can do it one of two ways. Finding the second, I know that the other angle must be the supplementary angle, but if I plug 12 or 24 back into 7 times x, the measure of angle 2, and I'll just call this angle 2 right here. Angle 2, the measure of angle 2 is equal to 7 times 24, and that's going to be equal to 168 degrees. So x was equal to 24, and the measure of angle 1 is 12, the measure of angle 2 is 168. That's problem number 14.